The deep sea is a fascinating and mysterious world that has captivated the imagination of people for centuries. It is the part of the ocean that lies below 200 meters and covers about 65% of the Earth's surface. Despite its vastness, the deep sea remains one of the least explored environments on our planet. One of the unique features of the deep sea is its extreme environment. The pressure at the bottom of the ocean is hundreds of times greater than at the surface, making it inhospitable for most forms of life. The water is also incredibly cold, with temperatures that can reach below freezing. Despite these harsh conditions, the deep sea is teeming with life, with species that have adapted to survive in this extreme environment. One of the most interesting things about the deep sea is the presence of hydrothermal vents. These are areas where hot, mineral-rich water flows out of the Earth's crust and into the ocean, creating an ecosystem that is unlike anything found anywhere else on the planet. These vents support a variety of unique species, including giant tube worms, crabs, and shrimp, that have adapted to live in the extreme conditions. Another fascinating aspect of the deep sea is the presence of bioluminescent creatures. These are species that are able to produce their own light, using a process called bioluminescence. Bioluminescent creatures can be found all over the world's oceans, but they are especially abundant in the deep sea, where the darkness provides a perfect environment for this ability to thrive. Despite the many wonders of the deep sea, it is also facing a number of threats. Human activities, such as overfishing, pollution, and climate change, are having a significant impact on this fragile ecosystem. In addition, deep-sea mining and oil exploration are becoming increasingly popular, posing a threat to the unique species and habitats that call the deep sea home. In conclusion, the deep sea is a truly remarkable and mysterious world, with a wealth of diversity and beauty waiting to be discovered. While we have only scratched the surface of what this world has to offer, it is clear that it is a crucial component of the Earth's ecosystem and one that we must work to protect and conserve for future generations. One of the challenges in studying the deep sea is the difficulty of accessing it. The extreme pressure, cold temperatures, and total darkness make it extremely difficult for humans to explore. In order to study this environment, scientists have developed specialized equipment and techniques, such as deep-sea submersibles and remotely operated vehicles, to enable them to safely venture into the depths of the ocean. Another interesting aspect of the deep sea is the discovery of strange and unusual species. This is a result of the unique conditions in the deep sea, where species have had to adapt to survive in a very different environment than the rest of the ocean. This has led to the evolution of creatures with unique features, such as the anglerfish, which has a long, glowing lure to attract prey, or the goblin shark, which has a long snout that can sense the electrical fields of its prey. In addition to the diverse array of life in the deep sea, there are also many important geological features in this environment. For example, the deep sea is home to massive underwater mountain ranges and trenches, some of which are deeper than Mount Everest is tall. These features play a crucial role in the Earth's geology, affecting ocean currents and helping to regulate the planet's climate. Despite the many fascinating aspects of the deep sea, it is also facing a number of challenges. Human activities, such as overfishing, pollution, and climate change, are having a significant impact on this ecosystem. For example, deep-sea fishing practices like bottom trawling, which involves dragging heavy fishing nets along the ocean floor, are destroying the habitats of deep-sea species and disrupting the delicate balance of this ecosystem. In order to protect the deep sea, it is important for us to continue to learn about this environment and the unique species that call it home. By increasing our understanding of the deep sea, we can work to ensure its conservation and preservation for future generations. This includes responsible practices for deep-sea mining, oil exploration, and fishing, as well as reducing pollution and mitigating the impacts of climate change. One way that we can help protect the deep sea is by supporting scientific research and exploration. By sending submersibles and remotely operated vehicles to the deep sea, scientists can gather crucial data and samples that will help us better understand this mysterious world. This information will also help us make informed decisions about how best to protect the deep sea and its diverse array of species. Another important aspect of protecting the deep sea is raising public awareness and education. By educating people about the importance of the deep sea and the challenges it faces, we can encourage them to become more involved in its conservation. This can include supporting conservation organizations and advocating for policies that protect the deep sea and its unique ecosystem. Finally, it is important for us to continue to work towards a more sustainable future for the deep sea and for our planet as a whole. This includes reducing our use of fossil fuels and taking steps to mitigate the impacts of climate change, as well as reducing our dependence on single-use plastics and other forms of pollution that harm the ocean and its inhabitants. In conclusion, the deep sea is a fascinating and important part of our planet, with a wealth of diversity and beauty waiting to be discovered. By working together to protect this unique environment, we can ensure its survival for generations to come and continue to learn about the wonders of the deep sea. Sure. Another interesting aspect of the deep sea is the presence of underwater hot springs, also known as hydrothermal vents. These vents are areas where hot, mineral-rich water flows out of the ocean floor, creating unique environments that are home to a variety of unusual and specialized species. For example, tube worms, crabs, and clams that have adapted to survive in the hot, sulfur-rich water around the vents. One of the unique things about these hydrothermal vents is that they support communities of life that are completely independent of the sun's energy. Instead of relying on photosynthesis like many other species in the ocean, the organisms around hydrothermal vents feed on the chemicals and minerals in the hot water. This is known as chemosynthesis, and it has allowed for the evolution of a completely new and unusual ecosystem in the deep sea. In recent years, scientists have discovered that some hydrothermal vents are home to unique and exotic species of bacteria, including some that are capable of surviving in extremely harsh conditions, such as high temperatures and high levels of acidity and toxicity. These bacteria have the potential to play a major role in the evolution of life on Earth and may even have implications for the search for life on other planets. The deep sea also contains a number of important resources, including minerals, oil and natural gas deposits, and valuable deep sea species for commercial and industrial purposes. However, the extraction of these resources from the deep sea can have negative impacts on the ecosystem and the unique species that live there. It is important for us to carefully consider the potential impacts of our activities in the deep sea and to implement measures to minimize harm to the environment. Overall, the deep sea is a fascinating and complex environment, with a rich history of discovery and a wealth of potential for future scientific investigation. From its diverse array of species to its important geological features and resources, there is so much that we have yet to learn about the deep sea, and so much that we can do to protect and preserve this incredible ecosystem. Definitely. Another aspect of the deep sea that is worth mentioning is the role it plays in the Earth's climate system. The deep sea acts as a sink for heat, carbon, and nutrients, playing a crucial role in regulating the Earth's climate and weather patterns. For example, the deep sea plays an important role in the global ocean conveyor belt, which is a system of ocean currents that helps distribute heat and carbon around the planet. This system is driven by differences in temperature and salinity between the surface and deep ocean, with cold, dense water sinking in some areas and rising in others. The deep sea acts as a sink for this dense water, helping to regulate the global ocean conveyor belt and maintain the stability of the Earth's climate. Another way that the deep sea affects the Earth's climate is through its role in the carbon cycle. The deep sea is one of the largest carbon sinks on the planet, with large amounts of carbon dioxide being dissolved in the deep ocean. This helps to regulate the concentration of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, and plays a crucial role in mitigating the impacts of human activities, such as the burning of fossil fuels, on the Earth's climate. However, the deep sea is also facing significant challenges from human activities that are altering the Earth's climate and altering the delicate balance of this ecosystem. For example, climate change is causing the deep sea to warm, and is also affecting the ocean's chemistry, with implications for deep sea species and their survival. In addition, ocean acidification, which is a result of increased levels of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, is making it more difficult for deep sea species to build and maintain their skeletons, and is disrupting the delicate balance of this ecosystem. Given the importance of the deep sea and regulating the Earth's climate and weather patterns, it is crucial that we take steps to protect this environment and to mitigate the impacts of human activities on this ecosystem. This includes reducing our emissions of greenhouse gases, reducing our impact on the ocean through responsible fishing and mining practices, and working to protect and conserve the deep sea and its unique and valuable ecosystem.